The very thing that stops you from getting what you want is the stories you tell yourself. It's the story why you can't have what you want. It's the story why you don't have enough time. It's the story why you don't have enough motivation, enough power, enough knowledge, enough money. And I started to understand this. I said, you know what? Here's the thing, guys. If you want to get the results that you want in your life, you need to manage your state. You manage your state, you change the stories. And if you keep telling yourself these same old stories, you're going to end up with the same old results. And one more thing I want you to take away from that is this. We need to contribute. Whatever doesn't contribute is eliminated. Simple. I don't care if it's an organ, I don't care if it's a species. If it does not contribute, it will be eliminated. And here's the thing, you might want to write this one down. The person who contributes the most will always win. The person that contributes the most will always win. And I started to understand this and I went, you know what? This is what drives my life. Me being able to contribute to people around the world. And here right now, standing right here in front of you and connecting with this crowd, this is what life's about for me. I love it because I get to contribute. And when I started to learn to contribute, I said to myself, you know what? How do I go and achieve the results that I want, but do it in a much quicker fashion? I'm not into reinventing the wheel. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I want to get out there, make it happen, and do this as quickly as possible. So how did I do that? So what I did, I started to model people. I searched out people. I found people that had my results, and I went and seeked those people out. And I started to model them from so many different areas, from their business, their life, their behaviour, the way they think, the way that they talk to themselves, the language they use, their physiology. All that is modelling. And you've heard that this weekend. And I started to model these people. And as I started to model these people, all the results in my life started to change. And what happened was this. Instead of just taking this slow trajectory, all of a sudden, when I started to model people, it went like this. This was the hugest, steepest learning curve in the world. But I got the results a lot quicker than what I wanted because, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. Don't do it. Get out there, find the people who've got your results, and then model. Let me give you the 3-step formula to modelling. You might want to write this one down. Number 1, find the person that's got your results. Find a person or people that have got your results. Number 2 is that you need to understand what they are doing. Number 2, understand what they are doing. And number 3, you need to copy or model. Let me explain this to you. Number 1 is quite simple. You need to find the people that got your results and away you go. You find that person or people and you get them into your peer group. You get them into your life. Right here in this room this weekend, I'll tell you right now, there are so many people sitting in this crowd with a wealth of knowledge in a certain area that you want to go and achieve in. Make contact with these people. Talk to as many people as you can because I'll tell you now, you'll start to find some incredible human beings sitting in this audience. Number 2, when I say you need to understand what they're doing, I mean elicit their strategy. You need to elicit their strategy. So how do you elicit somebody's strategy? Well, first of all, number 1, you need to ask questions. Most people, when I give them this formula, they're like, oh my God, I've got to go and talk to someone, I've got to ask questions. Yeah, you need to ask questions. You want to understand this. How do they think? What do they say to themselves? What language patterns do they use? How do they hold their physiology? Because physiology is the key to changing your state. The very first thing to change your state or your emotions is physiology. Using your physiology every time. So you need to elicit their strategy. The third thing is that once you elicit their strategy, you model, you copy, and away you go. Okay? So when I started to understand this, and I was like, right, here we go, I'm modeling these people. The 2 things that really changed everything for me was this, consistency. Write that down, consistency. Now, being consistent, is it about turning up every day for life? No, it's not. Being consistent is about testing things, being a lifetime detective of understanding strategies. You need to test it. And here's the thing. People who are here to learn how to share trade or trade in the market, first of all, you need to paper trade. You need to be consistent to test your strategies, and then you go to live trading, right? If you don't go to paper trading, you go straight to live trading, that's essentially suicide. Because you have not tested your strategy. You need to test it over and over again until it works. You find out what works, and then you start taking action on it, right? I like to use the metaphor around this as like a car yard. If you want a car and you go in to buy the car, you don't walk in straight off the street, plonk some money on the table and say, oh, I'll buy that car without test driving it or understanding the features and the benefits from that car, do you? You wouldn't. You test the car first. It's like relationships, exactly the same thing with relationships. When you meet somebody, you date them first, you go to engagement, and then you marry them. For some people, it might be a little bit different. They jump straight into marriage on the first day. But for most of us, we'll test. We want to test and keep testing to make sure that it works for us.